Hello, and welcome to my very first Q&A video. You guys have been asking me some pretty tricky questions over on Discord, and I'll do my best to answer most of them in this video. Before we get into it though, I'd like to quickly apologize for the lack of uploads recently. I've been streaming almost daily on Twitch, but I've been wanting to repurpose my YouTube channel for a while now, because it's mainly been just me uploading whatever Twitch highlights I've had. So I've been even thinking of making a separate channel for highlights and then making edited longer videos here, but that doesn't really make sense. So the current plan would be that we are gonna make 2 longer videos, actual YouTube content, a month, and then I'll upload a couple times a week as far as stream highlights are concerned. So that should be good. Hopefully I can stick to it, hopefully I can pull it off. And that's pretty much it. Let's get to the Q&A. First question. Is this a hippe move? Come on guys, I literally just told you this is a Q&A video. Just try to keep up, okay? Next question. How are you? This is already too hard, dude. Look, I'm pretty good. Usually towards the end of the year, my mental health maybe gets a little bit worse, but so far I'm doing pretty good. It's mostly like around Christmas when I kinda struggle, but you know, I'll be fine. Next one is, do you have an idol? I don't really idolize people. I have a lot of people that I admire in different areas, in music. In streaming, you know, I take a lot of inspiration from people like Real and Virtual, to awesome guys, and others too, but I wouldn't say I really idolize anyone. How do you have so much time for streaming and playing? So, if you weren't around about a year ago, I had a startup company. We were trying to build a platform for people to generally learn in games like Dota 2 and CSGO. We tried to get it off the ground. Didn't work out for us, unfortunately. Like most startups, we got initial funding, but we couldn't secure further funding, and we had to call it a day at the end of the year. And for 2 reasons, I decided to pursue content creation and streaming. One, because I wanted to see if I can make it work, and 2, because my mental health wasn't really the best at the time. So I figured that I had enough savings from my time with the company and decided to just go for it. And honestly, it's been going pretty well. We are at over 1,000 followers now on Twitch, and Cyberpunk is coming out soon, and I will go all in on that game, so hopefully things will work out. Next up, what are your hobbies? Apart from music and gaming, not really too much. I like watching YouTube, if that counts. But yeah, mainly I really like to compose music. I like to play music. That's about it, really. Next one. What are the ups and downs from living in Finland? I would say for the upsides, definitely free education, free healthcare, safety. You know, it's one of the best countries to live in for a reason. For the downsides, probably the eternal darkness that we're facing right now here. It's pretty grim. Every day is dark, every day is grim. You don't see sunlight, but you know, on the other hand, we also have a lot of light in the summer, so it goes both ways. Countries you'd like to visit, maybe live in. I don't really like traveling, to be honest. And to be fair, I'm pretty happy in Finland at the moment. It's a great country to live in, like I just mentioned in the previous one. I suppose if I had to pick another country to live in, I would probably pick Germany, just because it's so central to gaming in general. It would probably open up a lot of opportunities. Next question. Do you like cars? If so, which? To be honest with you, I don't really have any interest in cars, which is weird because I used to play Truckmania for like 10 years. But IRL cars, not really my thing. If I were to buy one, I would probably make the decision based on like economic and environmental factors. What food combos taste the best to you? I think a good steak, medium rare, and a good beer from a local brewery, that's like an unbeatable combination. Though something simpler like pizza and coke is pretty great too. Are you my waifu? Well, anything's possible. As a very online person, you need to constantly keep in mind that other people are in other time zones. Living in Finland in a less populated time zone, is that a thing even in people's offline daily lives? It's true that I often think in like Central European time because my streams are announced in CET and most of my viewers are from that area as well, so as a streamer, yeah, it does affect my life. And if I want to play games with someone or something, it's just easier to communicate in their time zone because that's what they're used to anyway, and not many even remember that I'm in a different time zone. But as far as like offline daily lives of Finns go, it doesn't affect us at all. We have our own schedules, our own jobs, you know, everything functions within Finland for the most part, and in online activities you don't usually need to know what time it is somewhere else, so yeah, it works for us. Next, we are moving on to some gaming questions, and the first one: do you feel sometimes that grinding times on obstacle maps or playing video games is a waste of time? No, I don't. And in general, if it's not disrupting the rest of your life, and if you're enjoying it, I don't think anything is really a waste of time. Now, if you really wanted to justify gaming as a hobby, we could point to studies that show that gaming can improve some cognitive skills, it can improve multitasking abilities, and language skills, for example. Like, I would still be trashed here in English if it wasn't for games. But we shouldn't go out of our way to justify it. If it's not destroying your health or your family, or affecting your performance at school or at work, then why would you have to like really try to explain to people that you enjoy doing it? Just do it if you enjoy it. Just like I don't need a good reason to go to a movie, or I don't need a good reason to read a new good book. I shouldn't have to justify myself enjoying video games. If Nadio asked you for one thing they should fix in Shootmania, what would you tell them to fix? It's hard to pick just one, and I would also be scared that they would break something while fixing that one thing, but I guess that kind of a scenario is out of this question's realm. I would probably say the netcode, though at this point I'd just rather have them start completely from scratch, just cut the losses in Shootmania, make something new. Next one. Favorite speedrun game to watch? Celeste is always a banger. It's such a high skill game, it's really insane to watch and super entertaining all the way through. Any plans for participating in more speedrun events in the future? GDQ, ESA, etc. Well, ESA for sure, because I had a blast the 2 times I was there this year. And it would be really nice to participate in the next one, which is a hybrid event. I might submit something in there, it's going to be from home, and also they have some people on site, so it sounds like a good compromise considering the COVID situation, so I hope it'll work out. I hope I can submit something in. For GDQ, the states are very far away and it would be a pretty expensive trip. And right now the COVID situation, of course, prevents that kind of travel anyway. But maybe one day, who knows? Next, what's your favorite thing to play other than Shootmania? Well, currently I've been playing Risk of Rain 2 and also Griftlands, both really cool games. I can recommend both of them. What's your all-time favorite game and why? I wouldn't go for one only because games can be so different. Shootmania obviously is one of my favorites ever. It's one of the games that I spent most time on. I would also have to say Witcher 3. It's an incredible game with incredible graphics, just a super immersive story. It was an absolute treat. And BioShock is one of my favorites from years back, the very original one. That was one of my first FPS experiences actually, and it was a really good one. I really loved that game and played it through over and over. For you, what's the best way to revive Shootmania Storm? Well, to be honest, I would start from scratch like I said before. I don't think there's much to save in the current game. I think they should just move on like they did with the new Trackmania. Just move on from Mania Planet, forget about the title pack mess, just make a new game. That would probably be my answer. If Shootmania Storm was never created, what game do you think you would be playing now and since you started playing it? This is a tough one, because I'm not even sure if I would be aware of... Well, I would probably be aware of speedrunning, but I don't know if I would be speedrunning myself. I guess I probably would have stuck with some PvP games. Maybe I would be playing like Overwatch or something. It's really hard for me to imagine though. But maybe even Trackmania. Maybe I would have stuck with Trackmania and made some more maps or competed or something. Oh, we actually get to talk about it in the next question. If you were to make a map in Trackmania, what style would you choose that stands out to you? Well, I have actually made quite a few Trackmania maps. I made a press forward map in the new Trackmania and a couple a little bit more usual maps, I suppose. I started mapping in Trackmania back in like 2004, I think, and I tended to gravitate towards Island Full Speed for the most part, though Stadium Full Speed was also like another really interesting thing to me. If you want, you can check out my maps on mostly United Exchange under the name Ville. Next question. What's your reason for staying on Shootmania? Well, mostly I just enjoy the game and the obstacle community. There's still a lot happening. There's cups, there's competitions, there's new maps, and the stream has been pretty active as well. So, you know, the ZLAN obviously affected my choice to stick to Shootmania, and also Cyberpunk being delayed affected my decision to stay on Shootmania. Not that I'm just instantly going to uninstall when Cyberpunk comes, but I've been looking to validate myself, validate my skill in like a really big game, really big speed game. So I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk, but honestly, Shootmania is really just always fun to play. What's a video game that most people don't know, but most people should play? A good question. I think the two games that I've speedrun, the two indie games, Stellaria and Impulsion, were both really pleasant experiences. Those are the first ones that come to mind. Next one. Top 5 Shootmania modes. Obstacle, Speedball, Battle Pro, Sprint, and if it worked even half of the time, Royal Squad, but it doesn't, so I'm not sure about the last one. Where is Speedball the game XD? So if you guys don't know, we had a project, I think we started a couple years ago, where we wanted to make Speedball a standalone game, but then things happened, you know, I had to work for my startup and other life obstacles came ahead, so the project has been and is currently still on hold. But the dream is still alive. And we'll let you know when something happens. A couple more questions. These are all about music. What's your favorite genre and what's your favorite band? I think my favorite genre would probably have to be progressive metal. That's what I've been listening to a lot in the last years. And my favorite band currently would probably be a band called Vola. It's hard to pick only one, but if I really have to, then they are amazing. Check them out. If I took away your guitars, what instrument would you learn? Probably either a violin or a piano. If I learned piano, that would help me a lot in terms of like composing. But violin would be a pretty cool instrument to know how to play. How did you get into music? Do you have any musicians in your family? Not really. My late grandpa, who I never even met before he passed away, he was, I think, played some instruments, maybe wrote some music. Other than that, not really. I think my parents just threw me in a guitar lesson at some point, and at the age of 7, and then there we went from there. You know, I just played played guitar and learned it, I guess. Last question: do you enjoy listening to classical music? Did you have to while learning / playing guitar? Yes and yes, but I don't listen to too much classical music. I'm maybe a little bit picky. I do like some though. Stravinsky's Rite of Spring is one of my all-time favorites, and occasionally I do enjoy some classical guitar music as well. And that's the end. Thanks everyone for submitting the questions. I hope I answered them in a satisfying way. Hopefully you also enjoyed the runs in the background. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe or something. Watch me on Twitch. I'm live almost daily. And yeah, take care guys. I'll see you in the next one.